Minecraft has a ton of items, but are any of them truly useless? Well, I recently made a YouTube short disproving that. I believe that there are no useless items in Minecraft. And well, the video ended up getting a ton of comments. So today I'm here to prove why there are no useless items in Minecraft. With the first one being the most obvious, the poisonous potato. Well yeah, of course this item is useless, it's just another drop from potatoes. Well, it actually has a ton of uses. Okay, maybe not a ton, but it has a few. Starting with hunger, because a poisonous potato is technically a source of food. It may not be a very good one, but it's still a source of food. In fact, the poisonous potato has the same hunger value as sweet berries, melon slices, and even raw mutton, and is for some reason a better food source than an actual potato. Yeah, that makes sense. The poisonous version is better than the actual version. I'm pretty sure in real life if you ate a potato, it'd fill you up more than a poisonous one would. But do poisonous potatoes even exist in real life? I mean, they technically are, but that's not this potato's only use, as it can also deal poison. Okay, hear me out. The majority of the time being poisoned is probably not a good thing, but in certain situations you may want to be poisoned in Minecraft, which is an excellent use for the poisonous potato. Or, you know, just drink a poison potion or something like that. That's probably easier. But once again, that's not its only use, as a poisonous potato is required for an advancement, meaning it technically has 3 different uses, or 4 if you want to be technical, as it does look quite cool on the ground as a decorational item. Another item a lot of people say is useless is the golden hoe, but once again it has 3 different uses. First of all, you can create farmland with it. Second, it can be used as a weapon, although it does 1 attack damage. And third, you can smelt it in a furnace to get 1 golden nugget. Very, very useful. Okay, maybe you're better off using any other type of hoe, but it still has uses. Now onto the clock, which also has a use. You can tell the time of day with it. Yeah, I feel like that one's pretty self-explanatory. But don't even get me started on copper. You can craft blocks, you can create lightning rods, and custom armor trims, as well as being able to create cool redstone mechanics with oxidizing. Obviously, I agree that copper needs some more uses, but honestly, it's not useless at all, especially in building. And here are a couple of my buildings using copper. And honestly, I would call it one of my favourite blocks. It's just not as good as diorite. Before diving into items you find are useless, I found a website which lists 8 useless Minecraft items. Let's try and debunk it. So straight away they say the recovery compass is useless. However, it literally tells you where you've died. Although coordinates are more useful than this, the recovery compass is still very useful. Next up, the netherite hoe. And I think this one is pretty stupid, as the netherite hoe is arguably one of Minecraft's best items. Not only can it create farmland, but with efficiency 5 it can insta-mine almost all of these items, which straight away gives it some uses. It's also used for the advancement serious dedication, giving it another use. Next up, apparently the crossbow is useless, which once again is wrong. The crossbow is very useful. First of all, it's actually a weapon. Second, you can shoot fireworks out of it. And it can also be used for a ton of different advancements, including Old Betsy, Who's the Pillager Now, 2 birds 1 arrow, a hidden advancement known as Arbalistic where you need to kill 5 mobs with a piercing 4 crossbow, and you can even use it for the Take Aim advancement, the Sniper Duel advancement, and the Bullseye enchantment, although you could use a bow for it as well. But that gives a crossbow a ton of uses, plus it's also a really cool weapon. It's just a shame you can't get infinity on it, or flame, or punch. But piercing 4 and multi-shot are pretty cool. Next up, apparently the clock's useless, but we've already disproved that. It helps you tell the time, which is what it's intended to do. Next, apparently the spyglass is useless, and I can almost see that if you have mods such as Optifine Zoom, but for players who play in Vanilla or in Bedrock Edition, it's actually very useful from seeing farther away. Next up, apparently golden tools and armor are useless. Well, they still function like tools should, so that's a use, and you can smelt them to get golden nuggets. That's a second use. Plus, if you get an enchanted one, you can disenchant it to get XP. Another use. Now, apparently the lingering potion is useless. And once again, I'd have to disagree. Although splash potions are far more useful, lingering potions still serve their purpose. They linger after you throw them. Also, you can craft tipped arrows. There we go, another use. And apparently the most useless item is the poisonous potato, but we've already disproved that multiple times. Looking a bit further, apparently people are saying dragon's breath is useless. But it's not for 2 reasons. First of all, you get an advancement, and second, you can create lingering potions with it, which is its intended use, meaning it's not useless. Now surely this next item's actually useless, the tipped arrow of splashing. Well, once again you're wrong, as it can still be used to damage mobs. Although I definitely recommend getting better tipped arrows if you are to waste some dragon's breath, as this is literally just an arrow with some water on it. Now apparently gravel, andesite, diorite and granite are all useless. But once again that's wrong, as they're all used for building blocks. There we go, a use. Now surely the glow ink sac is useless. Okay, maybe you're right. Just kidding, of course a glow ink sac is useful. This is because it creates glow item frames and can make signs glow. There we go, 2 uses. Now finally, apparently the dead bush is useless, but it can literally be placed down and used for decoration and can drop sticks. There we go, 2 uses. Anyway, let's check on some comments to see what you guys think is useless. Reinforced deep slate? Although the comment says it's unobtainable in survival, meaning it can't be used as decoration, what's stopping me from building with it in creative? Plus, it's explosion proof. And it also can't be pushed by pistons, giving it 3 uses in total. Next up, the awkward potion. Once again, this actually has uses. It's able to make almost every potion in the game, plus you can drink it, or throw it and make it linger. Once again, I'm not saying it's the most useful item, but I'm saying it's not useless. Next up, dirt. Just kidding, dirt's actually quite useful, which is why I'm destroying 5 blocks of dirt for every brand new subscriber that I get. So if you want to see me destroy even more blocks of dirt, make sure to subscribe. Anyway, apparently the Nautilus shell is useless. Well, it can be used to craft a conduit, one of the more useful items in Minecraft. I do wish I could use it a bit more though. Maybe that's not good enough. In that case, you could use it as decoration on a beach. But before we continue, what does useless actually mean? Bet you didn't expect to learn anything useful on the Harrydallama channel, but according to Google, the definition of useless is not fulfilling or not expected to achieve the intended purpose or desired outcome. And for many items such as copper, poisonous potatoes and clogs, they all fulfill a purpose, meaning they're useful. Next up, a thick potion. I honestly always forget these items exist, but these actually have a few uses. First of all, you can drink it and gain a glass bottle, so that's another way of getting a glass bottle technically. You can actually just drink it, that's another use, and it's also used to show you've made a mistake once brewing. Bet you didn't think I'd be able to make an excuse for the thick potion, which is such a weird name. It just makes no sense. Crying obsidian? Now this one at least has 4 different uses. First of all, it can craft a respawn anchor, used to respawn in the nether. There we go, useful. Second, it's a light source, preventing mobs from spawning. Useful. Third, it can give you an advancement, who's cutting onions. Useful. And fourth, you can place it down and build with it, meaning it's got 4 different uses. Plus, I think it looks really cool. Next up, the dragon egg. Once again, this can be used for building, an advancement, and also as a unique trophy for killing the ender dragon. Plus a lamp. It makes a nice lamp. Next up, the skeleton skull. First use is you can scare your friends with it. Okay, seriously though, it can be used for decoration as well. And mob heads also lower the range at which a mob can see you, meaning it's actually fairly useful, although I'd definitely recommend having a netherite helmet instead. Fletching table. Now of course, this has a couple of uses. First is decoration, as it can make quite a nice decoration block, or even as a target. And second of all, it creates Fletcher villagers, one of the most useful villagers in Minecraft. Bedrock? Well, this block also has some uses. It stops you from falling in the void in survival unless you break it. It can trap different mobs like withers and players, and is one of Minecraft's limited amount of unbreakable blocks. As even reinforced deep slate can be mined, just very, 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 very slowly. Next, apparently beetroot's useless. Oh boy, here we go. First of all, it's a source of food, it's a source of red dye, it's good for decoration, can be traded for emeralds, can help to breed villagers, used for the balanced diet advancement, and can craft beetroot soup. So yeah, a fairly useful item. However, is a bell useful? Well, once again, yes, it can help you find raid mobs, and it can make villagers panic. Plus, it also looks very nice as decoration. And finally, the recovery compass. First of all, it's very useful for finding out where you've died in your Minecraft world. And I've never died in this world. But even if you don't use it for that, it looks quite nice as decoration in an item frame. And I know, the comment says hardcore, but players need to realise hardcore is not Minecraft. It's a separate game mode, similar to how a pickaxe may not be very useful in creative mode. But it doesn't mean it's useless, as it still serves its purpose, being able to find where you last died in a survival world, not a hardcore world. There we go, I hope that answers the question of Minecraft's most useless item. The answer is none, I think they're all useful. Comment down below if you think there is an item that is useless though, and I'll see if it is. Also make sure to subscribe, as I'm destroying 5 blocks of dirt for every subscriber. I'm also going to try and upload twice a week, so definitely subscribe for that. What do you say, Mr. Frog?